In game one of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics had the perfect strategy to beat the Dallas Mavericks. And on this channel, I kind of wanted to break down each and every single strategy, but in this video specifically, I wanted to look at what they did offensively against Luka, kind of taking a page out of Dallas's book when they played Minnesota, right? Hyper targeting Luka, or specifically with the Dallas Mavericks in Minnesota, they hyper targeted, Anthony Edwards, tiring him out, making sure they attacked him each and every single possession. And quite frankly, in this game, the Celtics did the same thing. Right here, we're going to get a high pick and roll with Jason Tatum setting the screen here, and then you have this switch defender here in Luka. So JB is going to come around, and he's going to force this switch. That's the first thing to notice on this play. Let's watch it break down just a little bit here. So boom, Luka is going to be your main switch defender. He switches on to JB, okay? Now, the Dallas Mavericks run this system defensively where they're going to switch everything. I don't know why they do it. I think they just think they have a lot more defensive versatility than they actually have. So they're going to decide they're going to switch everything. So at this point in time, when we know they're doing this, we got to target Luka, because one thing that does is, one, he's not the best defender in the world, and two, it's going to tire him out. Have you guys seen Anthony Edwards last series versus Dallas? How tired he was every single fourth quarter, because they just kept going at him. So Joe Mazzulla said, okay, wait, you guys did that versus Ant, how about we do it to you? Okay, so that is what we did. Went at him, and quite frankly, Luka just didn't do a good job on this play. Specifically, he allows JB to blow right by him. Okay, now whenever you can get a Celtic driving into the lane, whether that be from the right quadrant or the left quadrant, getting into the lane, the one thing you're going to notice here is guys are going to bite down, right? We get weak side help here by, Derek Jones. We're also going to get Maxi Kleber stepping up and covering the lob threat here in Al Horford. And then you have Jrue Holiday kind of breaking open over here, which is perfect, right? So you're going to draw multiple attention from the weak side if you're able to actually drive by your defender, which they were. In this case, Jaylen Brown gets right by Luka Doncic, right? So boom, drives in. We draw a weak side help here by Derek Jones, Maxi Kleber. Now, what are we going to see here? Jalen's going to kick it over the corner in Jrue Holiday. Now, the defender up top here who's guarding Jason Tatum, PJ Washington, has to change direction and get to the corner to cover Jrue Holiday. Now, in this case scenario, if you're the Mavericks, you need to send more rotation over, because once this guy goes, this man's going to be wide open here. And that's exactly what happens. We get a skip pass here to him, skip pass here. Now, what should happen defensively is Luka sprinting over to Jason Tatum, because he's the next line of defense here, right? So let's see how this play breaks down again. Boom, good pass. Again, Luka doesn't rotate to Tatum. He allows, Brown to blow by him, and then he just sits there and watches the defense go on and on and on, which in reality, you can't be doing this if you're Luka. Tatum wide open, nobody's helping out. Luka doesn't even care about defensively. He's already so tired after being targeted every play, and the Celtics get an easy three off no rotation from Luka. I mean, not only does he allow a blow by, but then he blows the coverage at the top of the key. They cannot do this if they want to win this series. And quite frankly, the Celtics fan, I don't want them to win. But guys, before we get any further into this video, I'm going to kind of just break down a couple of plays where Luka didn't do great defensively, and one area where the Celtics really hyper targeted the Mavericks defensively. We're going to break down even more strategy tomorrow and the next day, and we live stream every single one of these games. So if you want to break them down with me and kind of react to these games with me, make sure you guys go follow the Twitch. We're going to be live over there on there. It's Matty Dubs with 3 S's, or you can find the link in the description. You can also follow this channel, subscribe to this channel. It's free, doesn't cost anything. We'll be live on here as well. But with that being said, let's jump to the next play. All right, here we go again. This one was in the second quarter. We're going to get another high pick and roll here by Sam Hauser, trying to get the switch from JB to Luka Doncic here on the switch, right? So let's watch how this play breaks down once again. Sam Hauser comes up, sets the screen here for JB again. As your, the screener's defender, they switch everything. We're going to get the switch that we want. Now, interestingly enough, Dallas does a very intriguing thing here to me anyway. They're going to send Derek Jones off the backside and kind of send the double team, leaving Sam Hauser, who should be able to pop out for a 3-ball, right? Now, in reality, Jaylen Brown knows at the end of the day he has Luka, and this is the matchup that he wants, so he's going to try to take advantage of it, right? So he, boom, drives into the lane. Luka plays absolutely zero defense and ends up getting two guys dunked on there. Off some weak side rotation again. I mean, you just watch Luka play defense. The man is extremely tired because we go at him and go at him and go at him. And you know what? You got to give Joe Mazzulla props because he actually deep dove into the Minnesota series, saw what they did versus Ant, and kind of recreated that. Said, okay, if you want to get him tired, how about we get you tired, right? I mean, dude, it is really, really smart by Joe Mazzulla. Luka, not the best defender in the world, especially when you tire him out like this, even offensively. Puts up 30 points, only 1 assist. I mean, that is unheard of, right? We did such a good job defensively, which we'll talk about that in the next video. But man, I love what we did, hyper targeting Luka and Kyrie, making sure by, the fourth quarter, those guys are going to be drained. Those guys are going to be tired. And that's exactly how things played out. All right, here we go. Another great play here. This one by Jrue Holiday on Luka Doncic. Now, again, we're going to run a fake DHO here. Now, basically what that is, let's watch this play break down a little bit. So we're going to get Tatum popping out to the three-point line here. He's going to fake like he's going to sit here. Now, Jrue Holiday is going to act like he's going to go all the way around it, maybe DHO and hand, Jason Tatum the ball for a switch here. But instead of doing that, what he's going to do is right before he gets around Tatum, he's going to cut to the basket, okay? Now, what this does is really put Luka in a weird spot where you can really tell the effort's not there. He is fully expecting this to be a DHO, a dribble handoff to Jason Tatum, but in reality, gets lazy, stops playing defense. Now, once Jrue Holiday is able to drive right by him, what did we see earlier, right? The weak side rotation, the strong side rotation of the help defense, right? One thing that Boston is doing really smart right now, and this is something that JJ Redick and LeBron kind of pointed out that they do a lot, and we see it here today, is they put Derek White or Jrue Holiday or someone in this dunker spot. That way, when you get someone driving to the lane, beating their man off the dribble, right? You have to draw this help, right? You have to draw this help. And what that does is leave Derek White wide open underneath the basket, okay? So great job getting Luka again, beating him off the dribble, beating him off the line, getting to the paint, drawing the extra help. And this is where the Celtics make the most of their money, right? They are able to put the defense in tough situations where, listen, you have so many different mismatches that we want to target, right? So we're going to set the high pick and roll. We're going to get the switch that we want for Jason or Jaylen or Jrue or Derek or whoever it may be, Porzingis even as well, right? We're going to get that mismatch, we're going to drive, and we're going to read and react to how the defense, helps. Beautiful basketball there by Jrue Holiday and Derek White, sitting down that dunker spot. I actually want to go back and break it down one more time because I know Derek White started at the top of the key here. We get a screen, a fake screen by Jason Tatum here. I mean, this is beautiful, right? He's going to cut to the basket and just kind of sit in this dunker spot pretty much the entire time here. Again, this is beautiful. He's going to fake use that screen. Again, I mean, I love this. Whenever you break down the film, you can really see the true intentions of the team. And again, this is beautiful. Gets to that dunker spot. Now you have Kyrie. This is something that they did not want to happen. They did not want Kyrie in the paint as your second line of defense. I mean, dude, Joe Mazzulla is a genius. This is the one thing we want. I mean, when you look at their paint defenders right now, it's Kyrie Irving as their main paint defender. Beautiful job by Boston and another big-time play, man. Here we go again. Another play, very similar. Sam Hauser. They're trying to hide him. Luka on Sam. But again, you can't hide anybody if you're the Dallas Mavericks simply because you switch everything. I expect the Dallas Mavericks to make a big adjustment in terms of, giving the Celtics the matchup they want every time because we could literally say, okay, let's go against Luka every single possession and tire him out. We could do that if we wanted to. And quite frankly, we did the majority of this game, right? High pick and roll. We're going to get Luka on the switch. Now we got JB versus Luka again. The matchup that we want. Now, instead of Derek Jones actually rotating over the screen and sending backside help on a double team, they're going to stay with Sam Hauser because he can shoot threes. They probably read it last time. We're like, okay, we have to make sure that Sam Hauser is not going to be open every time off this pick and roll. So they're actually going to keep Derek Jones in. And now JB is able to drive through the two defenders. Boom, pump fake, gets Luke up in the air momentarily, pump fake, puts up a layup. I mean, that is a tough bucket by JB. He deserves so much more credit than, what he gets. This dude is a difference maker for the Boston Celtics. Again, you see, them trying to stagger here with PJ Washington. Boom, gets his defender up in the air, draws some body contact, gets a layup to go anyway. I mean, this is interesting to me because when I break down this play specifically, yes, we get Derek Jones staying with Sam Hauser, but watch how this play actually breaks down. So JB has the opportunity here to, again, draw that weak side rotation with Daniel Gafford biting down. You got to get this guy moving over here to Peyton Pritchard. Derek Jones realizes what's going on here, so he's going to book it to the corner to cover Al, leaving Sam Hauser wide open for three. Once the Celtics deep dive into this film, we're going to know here, as you get into the paint, you are going to have guys open no matter what because of that weak side rotation. So not only did JB make a tough bucket here, but if he goes back in the film, he's going to notice that you have 1 to 2 options here. Whenever you can draw 2 defenders on you, someone is going to be open. Derek Jones picks Al Horford. Sam Hauser is open. If you just take an extra second and pass this ball, we get another open 3, which, in terms of what Joe Mazzulla wants to do, that could win you the ball game. Mathematically, it's pretty much unstoppable. Here's the last one we can show you guys here again. They want to hide him on Sam Hauser. Sam, just quite frankly, go set the screen. Get the switch that we want, right? I mean, it is so easy to get what we want as the Boston Celtics, right? Offensively, right? So, boom. We're going to get this switch that we want. Get Luka back on JB. And let's just watch how Luka defends this, right? You're going to see Maxi Kleber, start to stagger over, but he obviously can't fully commit with Sam Hauser at the three-point line. So he's just going to stagger. He's going to throw an arm. He's going to go back. He's going to throw an arm. He's going to go back. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to keep staggering over, right? So here we go. JB going to just isolate, get into the lane with that left hand. Boom, get right by. I mean, there is no defense. There is no defense there by Luka. Now, giving him a wide open lane to the basket. Again, you have Drew Holiday in this dunker spot. Jalen decides, okay, you know what? Let me just go, into the lane. Derek Lively, it's clearly in the circle, 1. And 2, we can draw this contact, maybe draws 5th foul of the game. That's exactly what he does. You see him use his left hand, throws it down a little bit, puts him in a rough spot, 5th foul. And there you go, Jalen goes to the free throw line for a couple of free throws. Hey, the Celtics absolutely destroyed them. Execution-wise, strategy-wise, dominated them offensively, hyper-targeted Luka, getting him tired and making sure that he had, nowhere to go. And the thing about this series is the Celtics, will have a mismatch everywhere, whether it's Porzingis on Jalen Hardy, or Porzingis on Kyrie, or Porzingis on Luka, or Porzingis on Maxi Kleber, or Jason Tatum on Luka, Jalen on Luka, Drew on Kyrie. I mean, there's mismatches that you can find everywhere for the Celtics, but for the Mavericks, I mean, man, they wanted to hyper target Sam Hauser defensively. 2 stops early in the game. They wanted to hyper target Al Horford. They scored 2 baskets, I think, overall with maybe 15 attempts. They scored 2 times. Horford had 2 blocks, about 14, 13 stops in the game on one-on-one situations. There's nobody to hyper target. I mean, maybe Peyton Pritchard with the height advantage, but he doesn't even play that much. Look at the Celtics team, man. They're going to be tough to beat. However, the Mavericks will make an adjustment. Will we make an adjustment as well? I hope so. There's definitely some areas of the game that we need to improve on. But in terms of a game 1, we played well. I expected us to win this game. Game 2 will be the toughest game yet. If we don't win game 2, I'll start to get nervous. Game 2 is very, very important. You do not want to lose a game going back to Dallas. Win both. Second game will be more important. They'll make adjustments. So do we. Join the family, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next breakdown, hopefully tomorrow. Peace.